students, in the previous video we learned about the hydrocarbon alkyne. Now in this video we'll learn about the next hydrocarbon, that is arenes. Arenes are also known as aromatic compounds. Now these are the compounds which contain a pleasant odor or pleasant smell. Okay, these are aromatic. Aromatic word is derived from aroma. Aroma means smell. So these compounds have a pleasant odor or these are pleasant smelling. So these compounds are aromatic compounds, and the aromatic hydrocarbons are of two types, benzenoid and non-benzenoid. Benzenoid compounds are those which contain a benzene ring. Okay, benzene ring is C6H6. Now we know C6H6 means 6 carbon atoms are there, 6 hydrogen atoms are there, and there is alternate double single bonds. Okay, so today in this video we'll learn about the benzenoid aromatic compounds. Non-benzenoids are those which do not contain benzene ring, means which are not the derivatives of benzene ring, but they still possess the properties of aromatic compounds. But we have only benzenoid hydrocarbons in our syllabus, so we'll discuss them in detail. Now what we are going to discuss? First of all, we are going to discuss the most important property of these aromatic compounds, that is resonance. Okay, then we'll discuss about the preparation methods, physical and chemical properties. Now we'll discuss the stability and structure of benzene. Benzene is very stable compound. It does not react easily with acids, bases and all. The stability of benzene can be explained on the basis of concept of resonance. Okay, so we have one concept of resonance. One scientist was there, Kekulé, and Kekulé first of all proposed the structure for benzene, that in benzene the position of double bonds are not fixed. Okay, so we have this structure. Now double bond is between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon atoms. Kekulé said that the position of double bond is not fixed. The position of double bonds keep on changing. Okay, and these are the two resonating structures. Now what are resonating structures? Which have the same position of atoms but they have different position of bonds. And what is the actual structure of benzene? The actual structure of benzene is represented by this, and it is known as resonance hybrid. So Kekulé first of all proposed that benzene shows resonance. The actual structure of benzene lies in between these two structures, and what this circle shows? This circle shows resonance, that is the position of double bond is not fixed. Okay. Means double bonds keep on changing their positions. And when this structure of benzene came, it quite helped in explaining most of the properties of benzene. So Kekulé's structure is the widely accepted structure for benzene, but besides many other structures were also proposed in addition to Kekulé's structure, and they were so this is Dewar benzene, this is Claus structure, this is Bayer's structure, and this is Kekulé structure. Now we'll discuss how this structure of benzene came into existence, means why the double bonds are not fixed, why the double bonds are changing their position, why benzene shows resonance. This can be explained on the basis of hybridization. Now in benzene we have 6 carbon atoms, and each carbon atom is sp2 hybridized. sp2 hybridized means each carbon atom will make 3 sigma bonds, 2 with the adjacent carbon atoms and 3rd with hydrogen atom. Now if the carbon is making 3 sigma bonds and carbon has total 4 electrons, how many electrons are there in the valence shell of carbon? 4. So 3 sigma bonds already it has made. So each carbon is left with 1 electron. So now on each carbon atom 1 orbital is left unhybridized, which can overlap sidewise to form the pi bond. Okay, so this is how the structure of benzene can be explained on the basis of hybridization. So now we'll make the structure for this. So this is the orbital structure for benzene. Now you can see this carbon atom, this is the first carbon atom. It is making 3 sigma bonds, 2 with the adjacent carbon atoms and the third with hydrogen. And this carbon is having one unhybrid orbital. So on each carbon atom, one unhybrid orbital is there, and this unhybrid orbital contains an electron, single electron, which does not participate in the bonding. So each carbon atom is having one electron which is present in the unhybrid orbital. Okay, so this is the orbital structure for benzene. Now there is possibility, now these two carbon atoms have these unhybrid orbitals, and these unhybrid orbitals are perpendicular to the plane of benzene. Okay, so these two orbitals can overlap sidewise. So there is possibility that these two can overlap, and there is also possibility that these two can overlap. Means the unhybrid orbital on each carbon atom has equal possibility to overlap on both the sides. Okay, so we'll further make the next structure. So now you can see, if these two are overlapping, the double bond will come here. If these two are overlapping, the double bond will come here, and if these two are overlapping, the double bond will come here. Now what is the next option? So if these two carbon atoms are overlapping, the double bond will come here. If these two are overlapping, the double bond will come here, and if these two are overlapping, the double bond will come here. So there are equal chances of formation of these two types of structure depending on which carbon atoms are taking part in the sidewise overlap. Okay. So what will happen ultimately? Ultimately this will happen that this unhybrid orbital will overlap partly with this and partly with this. Okay, so we have all the upper lobes overlapping with each other and all the lower lobes overlapping with each other. Okay, so there are two electron clouds. Suppose this is the plane of benzene ring. So there are two electron clouds, one above the plane and one below the plane. Okay, that's why in the structure of benzene we mention this ring. So what this ring shows? This ring shows delocalization. Delocalization means the position of pi electrons is not fixed. The pi electrons keep on changing their positions. Okay, so with the help of hybridization we can easily explain the concept of resonance and delocalization in benzene. Now the next topic that we have to discuss is aromaticity or Huckel's rule. It is also known as 4n plus 2 pi electrons rule. Okay, sometimes the compound does not contain benzene ring, but still it is aromatic. So how to find out whether the compound is aromatic or it is non-aromatic? So with the help of Huckel's rule, we can find out the aromaticity of the compound. Now, what are the rules? The first rule is the molecule should have delocalization of pi electrons. Now what is the meaning of delocalization? Means alternate double single bonds are there, or we can say the pi electrons are not fixed, they are changing their positions. The second point is the molecule should be planar. And third point is it should have 4n plus 2 pi electrons. Now what is the meaning of 4n plus 2 pi? Suppose n is equal to, we can put n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So suppose if n is equal to 0, so how many pi electrons will be there? 2 pi. If n is equal to 1, so how many electrons will be there? Now 4 into 1 plus 2, that is 6 pi. If n is equal to 2, it is 10 pi. If n is equal to 3, it is 14 pi. So if the compound has 2 pi, 6 pi, 10 pi or 14 pi electrons, then we can say that the compound is aromatic. Okay. Now what is the meaning of delocalization? Delocalization means the compound should have conjugation. Okay, means alternate double single bonds are there. The molecule should be planar, means the carbon atom should be sp2 hybridized. And the third condition is it should have 4n plus 2 pi electrons. So now we'll take some examples. The first example is we are taking is benzene. Now we'll check the conditions one by one. Now how many pi electrons it is having? 2 pi, 2 pi, 2 pi. So 6 pi electrons it is having. So for the third condition we are fulfilling first. So third condition is satisfied. Now we'll see the conjugation. Conjugation means alternate double single bonds are there. So this compound is having conjugation also. And if the compound has conjugation, definitely the carbon atom is sp2 hybridized only. So no need to check the planarity if the compound is conjugated. It means benzene is aromatic. Now we'll take the second example, and the second example is this. Suppose this compound is given to us. Okay, now this compound is cyclopropynyl cation. So first we'll check the pi electrons. So how many pi electrons are there? 2 pi. Now we'll check for conjugation. Double, single, positive. Okay, so conjugation does not mean double, single, double. It also means double, single, positive or double, single, negative. So conjugation is also there. Now if two conditions are fulfilled, no need to check the third condition. Definitely this compound is aromatic. Okay, so cyclopropynyl cation is also aromatic. Now we'll take the third example. Suppose this compound is given to us. So first we'll check for pi electrons. 2 pi, 2 pi, 2 pi, 2 pi means 8 pi electrons are there. Now this compound is not fulfilling the condition. Okay, because 8 pi electrons are there. Now next is conjugation is there. Definitely alternate double single bonds are there. But the pi electrons are not satisfied. It means that this compound is not aromatic compound. Okay, so this compound is not aromatic. The first condition that a compound should fulfill is it should possess pi electrons according to 4n plus 2 pi rule. Suppose we have this compound. Okay, now first we'll look for the pi electrons. Now 4 pi are there, means it is not fulfilling the condition. Also conjugation is not there, double, single, double, but these are two single, so conjugation is also not there. It means that this compound is also not aromatic. Okay, now we'll take some more examples. The next is, first we'll count pi electrons. 2 pi, 2 pi, 2 pi, 2 pi, 2 pi, 6 pi, 8 pi and 10 pi. So 10 pi electrons are there. The second is conjugation is also there. Okay, it means this compound is aromatic, and this is nothing but it is naphthalene. The next is how many pi electrons are there. Now we'll check for pi electrons. So this is 2 pi. Negative charge also means a lone pair, so it is having 4 pi electrons, but 4 pi does not fulfill the condition. Definitely conjugation is there, but the pi electrons it is not fulfilling, so this compound is not aromatic. Okay, now next is 2 pi, 2 pi, 2 pi, 6 pi. Now this is 8 pi and this is 10 pi. So this compound is having the required number of pi electrons. Now conjugation is also there, so definitely this compound is aromatic. Okay, so this is how we can find out whether the compound is aromatic or not. Now after discussing Huckel's rule for aromaticity, now let's discuss the methods of preparation of benzene. The first method of preparation of benzene is from alkynes. Now which alkyne we'll take here? So we'll take ethyne. So we have to take 3 molecules of ethyne, and these 3 molecules are passed through red hot iron tube. So what will happen? This will come here, this will come here and this will come here. Ultimately what we'll get? We'll get benzene. Okay, so this is the first method of preparation of benzene from ethyne. The second method is from phenol. So we have to take phenol. To the phenol we'll add zinc dust. What will happen? Phenol will change to benzene plus byproduct is ZNO. The next method is from diazonium salts. So we'll take benzene diazonium chloride. Okay, so we'll take benzene diazonium chloride here. So this compound is benzene diazonium chloride. Nitrogen is known as azo. So we'll add H3PO2 here, and what will happen, this is known as hypophosphorus acid. It is changed to benzene plus N2 plus HCl plus phosphorus acid. Okay. The next method is from chlorobenzene. So we'll take chlorobenzene here. Then 2 hydrogen atoms are added in the presence of nickel aluminium alloy. So what we'll get? Ultimately we'll get benzene plus HCl. So these are few methods of preparation of benzene from the other compounds. Now let's discuss the physical properties of aromatic hydrocarbons. Aromatic hydrocarbons are immiscible in water, means they are insoluble in water because they are non-polar, but they are soluble in other organic solvents. The second is they are inflammable and they burn with yellow sooty flame. What is the reason that they burn with sooty flame? Because in aromatic compounds the percentage of carbon is more than hydrogen. Okay, so they burn with a sooty flame. The third point is with increase in the molecular mass or the carbon chain, the melting points and boiling points will regularly increase. The next is these are very toxic in nature and they are carcinogenic. Now what is the meaning of carcinogenic? Cancer causing. Okay, so these are very poisonous, or we can say they are harmful for us. Now we'll discuss the chemical properties. The first type of chemical property is substitution reaction. Now what is the meaning of substitution reaction? One or more hydrogen atom of benzene is replaced by another atom or group. So first example that we'll take here is halogenation. Okay, now what is the meaning of halogenation? Halogenation means replacement of hydrogen by halogen. Okay, so we can have replacement by fluorine also, we can have replacement by chlorine also. Okay, so X is halogen, means it can be fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine. So we can have fluorination, we can have chlorination, bromination or iodination. Okay, so suppose this is benzene. It is treated with chlorine in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3. Now this anhydrous AlCl3 that will take here, okay, this act as a Lewis acid. Okay, now what is the function of Lewis acid? Lewis acid means it is electron acceptor. Okay, and it act as halogen carrier. So what is the function of anhydrous AlCl3 here? That it will take chlorine to the benzene. Otherwise benzene is very stable compound, it does not react readily. Okay, if I don't take anhydrous AlCl3 here, the reaction will not occur at all. Okay, so the function of halogen carrier or Lewis acid is to provide halogen to the benzene. So suppose this is the hydrogen of benzene, so this hydrogen will be replaced by chlorine, and what byproduct will get? Will get HCl as the byproduct. Okay, suppose this is my benzene. If I take bromine, then what Lewis acid I have to take? It is anhydrous FeBr3. Now what is the meaning of anhydrous? Anhydrous means no moisture or no water is there. Substitution will occur. One bromine will come here, and what is the byproduct? It is the HBr. Okay, so chlorination can be done, bromination can be done, fluorination is avoided. The reason is fluorine is very reactive. So directly if you add F2 here, the reaction will explode. And likewise iodination is also not preferred because it is a very slow process. So with this help, what we can do? Benzene is converted to chlorobenzene or benzene is converted to bromobenzene. Now the next type of substitution is nitration. Now what is the meaning of nitration? It is the replacement of hydrogen by NO2 group. Okay, nitro group is substituted. So this is benzene. It is treated with concentrated HNO3 in the presence of concentrated H2SO4. Now this is known as nitrating mixture. So what will happen? The hydrogen atom here will be replaced by NO2 and will get water as the byproduct. So benzene is converted into nitrobenzene. The third type of substitution is sulfonation. Sulfonation means replacement of hydrogen by sulfonic acid group, that is SO3H. So this is benzene. It is treated with concentrated H2SO4. Now hydrogen atom of benzene is replaced by SO3H group. This is known as benzene sulfonic acid and the byproduct is water. So we can replace hydrogen by halogen, we can replace hydrogen by NO2 group, and we can replace hydrogen by sulfonic acid group. Now next is Friedel-Crafts reaction. Now Friedel-Crafts reaction is of two types, either alkylation or acetylation, and acetylation is also known as acylation reaction. Now what is the meaning of alkylation? Alkylation means replacement of hydrogen by alkyl group. Okay, now alkyl means methyl, ethyl I can take. So this is my benzene. It is treated with CH3Cl in the presence of anhydrous AlCl3. So again anhydrous AlCl3 is required here. Its function is to take methyl group to the benzene. And what will happen? Now this hydrogen will be replaced by CH3 group. Since I have taken CH3Cl, so CH3 will come. Suppose if I take C2H5Cl, then ethyl group will come. So benzene is converted into corresponding alkyl benzene. And in acetylation reaction, this is benzene. It is treated with this particular compound which is known as acetyl chloride. Okay. So what is the meaning of acetylation? Acetylation means replacement of hydrogen by acetyl group. Okay, and what is acetyl group? Acetyl group is this COCH3. So you can see this hydrogen is replaced by acetyl group, and what product will get? Will get acetophenone here. So these are the four types of substitution reactions in benzene. Now what type of substitution reaction is this? This type is particularly known as electrophilic substitution. The mechanism that we'll discuss afterwards, but it is a type of electrophilic substitution. The hydrogen atom on benzene, now any hydrogen can be replaced. It's not necessary that always this hydrogen will be replaced. Benzene has all the 6 equal hydrogen atoms, so any hydrogen can be replaced by the particular group and will get the corresponding compound.